You have to let the world know that you are desperate for attention. That way, the smart guys can make a wise decision into putting you in the category you belong in.
Yep.
Desperate for attention. Let me tell you something. You are deceiving anybody if you're out and you don't act desperate for attention.
So Kayla Nicole was at the Breezy Bowl, Chris Brown's concert, and she got called up on the stage to get humped on. I don't know. Can I say that on YouTube? She not only got humped on, she started humping Chris Brown back. Anyway, Corey Holcomb destroys Kayla Nicole at the Breezy Bowl trying to hump on Chris Brown now. This is comedy, man.
We gonna get to this. Darlene, Craig. What happens if you at a concert, Chris Brown, all these heartthrobs or whatever. Can your girl get called to the stage, Craig?
This again? Oh my God,
no,
who did that? You went to a concert and your girl went up there?
No, I saw this other lady up on stage that Travis Kelce used to be with.
Oh, is that who that was? Oh, I saw
Kayla Nicole is her name.
that. Wait, was it
Chris Brown called her to the stage?
Chris Brown called her to the stage and busted down, and she was all with it.
Yeah, she trying to get chose again.
Well, she ain't gonna get chose again, not by Chris Brown.
No,
I mean,
not
he'll
by him.
smash, but I'm saying this ain't the type of you really choose if you're a boss ass nigga. Niggas don't be trying to cuff them. Niggas fuck them.
Right.
I'm just saying, like, it turns out that Travis Kelce is very intelligent to shake her.
Yeah, he made a good choice dropping her. And like I said, he actually had to upgrade by catching Taylor Swift. And, you know, it seems like, you know, the timing of this is very odd because it's just been a couple of weeks since Taylor and Travis got engaged. It's been a couple of weeks since her ex-boyfriend got engaged to a billionaire. Taylor Swift, that's the player upgrade of the century, man. He might go down in the hall for that alone.
You see how she was on stage for the glory.
For the glory
I
of the
thought that was
set.
all. See, now I wish I'd have known the name. I just kept seeing it pop up in the news, but I didn't.
Darling, I believe you can get called to the stage if you there and a singer call you up. And I'm talking about any singer.
I
I need to
have.
see the footage.
Of course he
A couple
has.
years ago we went up for Keith Sweat, but I didn't go with Keith Sweat. I was dancing with the dancers.
That's a cap.
And Annalisa has the pictures and everything. Yeah, it was fun.
Wait, Keith Sweat called you on stage,
They called me on stage.
and what you do?
I went up there and was dancing with the female his dancers.
Why you capping, D? You ain't dance with him?
No, he was busy singing.
Or when he got up close,
But
he
I
ain't
know
want to
Keith
dance with you?
from New Jack City set, huh?
Huh?
What did you say? I didn't hear it.
I said.
What? I didn't hear it. What do you mean you said? I know. And
I said when he got up close, he ain't want to dance with you.
No, he was busy singing. We didn't dance
He
like
was
that.
busy singing.
Darlene,
He was singing to Darlene. Girl, you got me tripping over you.
serious? Come on,
Dead
D. I was
serious.
that's why you said this again. We
Dead
have
serious.
to understand if you out on a date with a woman and she could get called on stage by a singer,
You'll find a lot out about her.
how does that ride home go?
Right.
Be the last ride, probably.
What's her name again?
Bum ass bitch who used to be with Kelsey.
look
Just
him
type
up.
that in and see what pop up.
Look him up and say ex-girlfriend. Because she's the one. She always does interviews and stuff.
She almost want to call herself Miss Kelsey.
Got all in her feelings when he went. You guys weren't together when he got with those girls.
Somebody say Melly Mel called D on stage.
No, that's
What's the dude who be like, "Come on, baby, let's
Chubby
do this"?
Checker?
Chubby
Chubby
Checker.
Checker.
God.
Bust D down on stage. He was
Oh,
like,
yes.
twist, twist. Yeah, D, come on, D. Yeah, come on, baby.
No, sorry to disappoint
They
you.
won't. I see him on her like he her. That's crazy.
Right?
Man,
See, I
bust
thought
it
that was
down
a
on
stage.
the
I thought that was
stage.
a whole act thingy.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine actually who went to the concert and described it as she was suggesting that women come to the show to have an erotic experience. I don't know what Chris Brown's doing up there on stage, but a lot of women are feeling a certain way about it. You know, I did see him flying across the stage, like up in the air, suspended on those ropes. So, you know, women are having a sexual experience there. She warned that any man going there, a woman should thank her man for taking her to this concert. So fellas, just know if your girl asks you for Chris Brown tickets, you gonna be second to Chris Brown, like for the rest of the night, for real. Like, I don't know what Chris Brown is doing up there, but you know, Chris Brown seems to be able to be one of the more successful touring acts in this market of people not being able to go on tour. So that should give you something. Imagine where Chris Brown would have been if he hadn't had that situation with Rihanna in that car all those years ago. You know, that totally derailed his path, but I mean, he's still able to sell out stadiums now. He's touring internationally. It's still a good result, but man, he would have been out of here.
Okay. My bad.
So it was LL called her on stage back in the day.
No, he didn't.
Called D.
Oh, they got her name.
Oh, there it is.
Kayla Nicole.
Yeah.
She was on stage with Chris Brown making a goddamn fool out of herself.
Oh, that is crazy.
Especially for a bitch who act like she about something. You can't do that and expect to get chose by nobody with options. You just put yourself out there with all of the dudes who work out that need an Uber home. I'm just putting it out there for you, little sister. Don't play yourself like that. We ain't knocking the singers who get the girls to come on stage. It's bust downs for that. But who's gonna claim bust down? Nobody claims bust down, and I don't think it's fair. You have to let the world know that you are desperate for attention. That way, the smart guys can make a wise decision into putting you in the category you belong in.
Yep.
Desperate for attention. Let me tell you something. You are deceiving anybody if you're out and you don't act desperate for attention. Now, if you act desperate for attention while you're out with me, we can go somewhere. I'll buy you a hot dog and
Call it a night.
some of that stuff in the aisle.
$200.
TJ Maxx.
Yeah, that's a good point, though. A lot of these women are desperate for attention, and at any cost, they're looking to get clout. That's what Kayla Nicole's whole methodology was for going up on stage, was to garner some type of attention from Chris Brown and being humped on stage, simulating a sexual act on stage. She wanted to be the envy of women. And that's another thing. A lot of women do this stuff for women. They're not necessarily going up there to be sexy for men. Maybe it is some type of advertising, but they're trying to make other women envious with their status, that they're able to be called up on stage. I was pretty enough that Chris Brown picked me out of the crowd. But as far as relationship with Chris Brown, I would be surprised if Chris Brown actually took her seriously, other than maybe taking her back to the hotel that night or to the crib that night. You know, and I don't think Kayla Nicole understands that about herself. I think she's really flailing right now because she's trying to recover for the fact that she kind of fumbled the bag and he definitely upgraded on her. She's looking like the loser in this situation.
Uh-oh.
Well, there go that.
Somebody said Snap called me up. So you remember Snap?
Johnny Vegas.
Give me the
Thanks for the
Yeah.
Corey, random
Yeah,
question. What was the
yeah.
move
You
like
got
in
caught up by-
Chicago Bulls fans when Derrick Rose was
And what they call snap. That's such a 90s deep cut right there. Couldn't you see D up there? Everybody dance now.
random
Yeah,
question?
yeah,
What was the
yeah.
move like in Chicago Bulls fans when Derrick Rose was in his prime?
What?
Man, I never saw Derrick Rose play live, but I know he was one of the best point guards.
And so this is Kayla Nicole's wrap up of her being humped on by Chris Brown. She said, well, that was fun. Had to really do it for the teenage me blasting CB in her bedroom, for the mini me who saw him at one of her first concerts, for the woman who sometimes feels like she has to be a monolith instead of multi-layered. I did it for the smart girls, the cool girls, the sexy girls, the fun girls, and for all of us who are all of those things at once. And I overly did it for my brown girls. Thank ya. So, yeah. So she's now made this into a think piece on doing this for some sort of colorism. And the funny thing about that is a lot of people called her out on it because you going up on stage to get taken down, as Chris Brown says, let me take you down, made people just realize, like, come on now, you putting a little too much on it. Okay, this is from Hollywood Unlocked. It says Chris Brown slams critics because he got backlash. Chris Brown slams critics claiming he's a colorist following his viral take you down moment with Kayla Nicole. Socialites' thoughts. So basically said Chris Brown in his story put, miss me with the colorist rage baiting. Because basically they said for the longest time that Chris Brown is some sort of colorist, that he only deals with light-skinned women, and that he only would serenade a light-skinned woman. And Kayla Nicole just happens to be doing it for the brown girls, as she said. So yeah, this is Chris Brown right there. He posted her with her legs up. Just no shame whatsoever. So that failed bed wench, Kayla Nicole, wrote a woman's empowerment speech about getting dry humped on stage by domestic violent felon Chris Brown. She said she did it for brown girls. Black women are down bad. They in Kayla's comments saying he don't even like your skin tone. He wouldn't pick you in real life. Like, so it's Chris Brown. Let that girl air hump him. Oh my God. OMG. Chris Brown, a whole colorist, mind you. It's all the performance. Embarrassing. So now he's a colorist. Kayla Nicole saying she let Chris Brown grind on her for brown girls is sending me straight to the moon. Right. Women empowerment. Chris Brown pulled one of the brown skinned girls on stage. All of a sudden, he's not colorist. Please, not today. The girls on TikTok just now finding out Chris Brown is a colorist. So they're trying to push this whole narrative about Chris Brown being a colorist, but you know, they would have been upset if she didn't get pulled up there. Y'all are idiots, and I refuse to be friends with any that supports him. That man has a type. He's not a colorist. Everybody ain't for everybody. That's right. And y'all be saying anything when it never directly affects you. Y'all irritating as for real. I love Chris Brown down, and I know he got a type. I don't cry about it, though. Grow the up. A dark-skinned girl on TikTok is complaining about how she was mistreated and humiliated at the Breezy Bowl. I don't want to victim blame, but that man, Chris Brown, has been colorist so many times. Why would you go like, I don't get it. Okay, so that's about Kayla Nicole getting it as a... So either way, at first it was people going backstage for $1,111 to take pictures with Chris Brown, which I'm sure he did have at this show. We're going to see some interesting pictures coming out of this one because the women were extra hot and bothered. But the fact is, Chris Brown is winning in this situation, whether they call him a colorist or not. You know, this conversation of colorism is so played out. You know, men that like women like a variety of shades of women. He might have a moment where he only picked a certain skin tone because that was his favorite. But, you know, just as things go back and forth, you're acting like women don't have colorism issues. Oops. Did we say that out loud? Because a lot of women will tell you their type right off the bat. But somehow when a man says what he wants, or when a man exhibits what he wants, because I don't think Chris Brown ever came out and said anything, there's been a couple incidents, like the woman said, she had an issue backstage. I think it's a lot of reaching going on here. And that's unfortunate because nobody really signed up for y'all to be reaching the way that you do. But anyway, Kayla Nicole was going up there and living out her fantasy of her childhood by letting Chris Brown hit it on stage. Simulate hitting it on stage. But hey, it is what it is. Whatever floats your boat. You know, spend your money how you want to spend it. You ain't got nothing to say to us. But Chris Brown is an Apollo legend. He's out here living out his Michael Jackson fantasies. So he's doing a bunch of choreography. He's working hard, making money. He's doing his thing. He's being positive for the most part. But for some reason, they always want to bring him back into the negative. They always want to put something negative on him. If it isn't this, it's Rihanna, you know? So it's always going to be something. But anyway, I thought that was funny. Corey Holcomb touching that topic. And D on stage with Key Sweat. Hey, Key Sweat still got a good live show, man. So shout out to Key Sweat, man. You know, that's a bar, D, that you got asked to be up on stage. But anyway, let me know what you think about it in the comments. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification for all uploads. This is Fawcett Media.